Feature film for Christmas on BBC Two. Marlon Brando stars as the Godfather, the spiritual leader and mentor of a large New York family, a family known as the Mafia.
Don Corleone, I am honored and grateful that you have invited me to your daughter's wedding.
Godfather, I don't know what to do. You can act like a man!
A family which looks after its own.
Come here.
My father went to see this band leader. And he offered him $10,000 to let Johnny go. But the band leader said no. So the next day, my father went to see him, only this time with Luca Brasi. And within an hour, he signed a release for a certified check of $1,000.
How did he do that?
My father made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
The Godfather, starring Marlon Brando, tomorrow at 9:35. A film for Christmas on BBC Two.
Boxing Day programmes continue on BBC Two at 11:10 with another in the short season of films starring Walter Matthau, The Secret Life of an American Wife. Now on to Raymond Baxter takes a nostalgic look back at those 40 glorious years when Britons held the world's land speed record almost unchallenged.
It's unbelievable.
This is a story of engineering genius on the one hand, brute force and ignorance on the other.
And years open, keep writing, and watch me come back, knock out a couple bums, do my dance, do my shuffle. At 30 years old, I'll show you a miracle. At 30 years old, I'm going to come back and wipe homes out. Goodbye.
Now soccer and 4 replays in the second round of the FA Cup. Non-league Blythe Spartans and Hull are still playing. The half-time score was 2-0. Chesterfield 1, Sheffield United 0. Chesterfield play Peterborough. Non-league Maidstone 0, Gillingham 0. Extra times being played there. Port Vale 2, Burnley 0. Port Vale meet Enfield. And one result from the second division, Swansea 1, Watford 0. Finally, the main points of tonight's news again. The government are cutting the amount they give to local councils for the rates. An Irishman facing bomb charges is among 3 men who escaped from Brixton prison. As expected, General Alexander Haig has been named as America's future Secretary of State, and tens of thousands of Polish workers have been remembering those who died in the riots of 10 years ago. That's the 9 o'clock news. So from me, good night.
Good evening to you. Well, it certainly is some very changeable weather on its way. These deepening areas of low pressure are pushing their fronts quickly eastwards. There'll be some milder weather around for a time tonight, of course with some rain as well, and then a return to brighter weather but colder with some showers for tomorrow. The satellite picture is always useful, and tonight is no exception. This one, in fact, shows those fronts have pushed on quite a bit further than I had them on the chart there. The main frontal system, well east of northern Scotland there, and the fronts extending down across western areas. You can see the cold front lying down to the southwest with all the heavy showers following in around that area of low pressure. So far as the rest of tonight's concerned, the northern and western parts of the country have already seen that milder weather and the freshening southwesterly wind. Some very windy weather up there later on tonight. The southeast getting the rain fairly soon now, and in fact with the milder weather those temperatures down in the southeast will be rising from now onwards. And then for tomorrow, well, the cold front will already have reached most northern and western parts by the morning, bringing some colder weather with some sunny intervals and showers. The southeast, some rain for a time. That'll die away to give a drier interlude, and then the showery weather extending very quickly southeastwards across all those central and western parts, finally reaching the southeast in the evening. And that's it.
It's a star-filled Christmas and New Year edition of Radio Times. There's a special feature on Brian Forbes, who's written and directed his first television film. Radio Times also talks to that lovable rogue, Walter Matthau. Sabu stars in Jungle Book. John Alderton plays James Herriot, Cliff Mitchellmore puts the questions, and Nanette Newman is Jessie. There's Val Doonican on Christmas Eve and Mike Yarwood on Christmas Day. And the best in feature films. Radio Times meets Christmas stars Les Dawson, Paul Daniels, and Mike Yarwood. Join BBC Television's party of entertainment and have a Merry Christmas with the special Christmas and New Year edition of Radio Times.